Hi, Gil from Testing Gil here. Once upon a time, like 30 years ago, there was something called extreme programming. XP was an agile methodology, although the word agile was not there yet to use and abuse. It sounds cool, and there was a reason for that. Because Kent Beck said, everything that we do, we take to the extreme. It's also a problematic name because it sounds risky. No one in the right mind in our risk-averse software world will try something extreme. But we're not here to rate names. One of the principles of XP was pair programming. Sometimes you'll hear about it as extreme programming, but this is incorrect. Also, it's not really extreme. So, why would we pay two developers to do the work that one developer can do? That doesn't sound economically viable. But there's a small hidden assumption in this kind of thinking. We assume that the work that the developer does, they do it right. And they really don't. Otherwise, we wouldn't have bugs and code reviews and all other meetings. And the funny thing is that 30 years later, when developers work alone on their own projects, we still have bugs and code reviews and other meetings as well. The idea behind pair programming is very simple. We cannot trust one developer to do their work, but we can trust two. If two people sit on the same problem and solve it together on the same computer, we actually get something that actually works. Two people we can trust. That's why we have code reviews, right? We do code reviews all the time. We want a witness to the crime. We know that code reviews are not that effective. That's usually because we do them wrong. I did another video about this topic. Check it out. But if they are done right, like two people sitting on the same computer, working on the same problem at the same time, discussing it, they are really effective. Fewer bugs escape, knowledge is growing in the team, and there's a mutual agreement that the code is in the best form coming out. While code reviews are effective, they're not efficient. We can do the reviews only after we've written the code. This means we'll need to find all the wrong stuff that we did, which doesn't happen a lot, and then fix all of it, which doesn't happen a lot either. And then there are delays between done and really done. And remember, this happens with the effective reviews. Turns out that having two people sit on the same computer working on the same problem reduces those delays. That's because problems are found early in the process, sometimes before we even begin to write the code. Two minds working on the problem, agreeing on the solution, then coding it. Of course, that means also less bugs. And all these things shrink the time to really done. There are also social hidden benefits in working together. If you're working as part of a pair, you wouldn't scroll through TikTok while you're doing that, right? The pair is working on the problem together. Also, if you see someone working alone, and you must share the news, the new Pokemon game, you will go to them. But if you see two people working together, you will try to delay this gratification of sharing the news. The timeline to done really shrinks. So, instead of two almost done features, we get one that is really done, sometimes even two. These are features that we won't need to revisit. We won't need more code reviews. It is really done. It's not foolproof, and it may not work for everybody all the time, but it does work. I worked for more than 3 years most of my development time like this. And you know what? Pairing doesn't have to be just about programming. Eons ago, when I was a team lead, I had a UI developer and a tester who had biology experience and not enough about software. And we had a lot of bugs. The developer didn't know what he was doing wrong. And the tester didn't know much about software, but she was furious every time she got a buggy build. So I made them sit together for a couple of hours every day on the developer's computer. They discussed the features of the day, then built it, and both agreed that this is how it should work. And then the bugs stopped visiting. Now this was years even before I knew how to spell agile. And I didn't think I was doing anything extreme. But the quality improvement was extreme. Now, if you're thinking, this is not for me, think about the last time that you had a bug and you spent like half a day on it. And finally you turned to your teammate and said, hey, can you come and look at my code? At that point, when you were both thinking about the same problem at the same computer, you were pair programming. So why not do more of something that actually works? Try it 2 times a week, a couple of hours a day. Maybe even once a week with the whole team, in one room, with one computer. It's called mob programming, but it has the same effect. Try it in small doses and increase when you're seeing success. Pairing may not be easy, but it's very effective in delivering working software. And what's our goal again? Exactly. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, leave me some comments down below, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.